A very good day to our respected lecturer, Madam Evawani Rahayu, and my fellow classmates. Welcome to our presentation for Law 416, Business Law. We from Group NBF2N currently pursuing our Bachelor of Business Finance at Faculty of Business Management. Before we dive deep into our legal analysis, let me briefly introduce our team members and our respective roles in making this assignment a success. I'm Muhammad Ilham, acting as the coordinator for quality checking and objective together with me, FARA DILA, and also NABILA Nurin Sabrina, who spearhead the research on corporate law regarding the doctrine of incorporation. We also have AMIRA, NABILA, and NATASHA, who specialize in handling the partnership and conflict for question 2. In today's presentation, we will walk walk you through a comprehensive legal review breaking both Malaysia company law and partnership law. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's move to learning objective. For our first objective, we are diving into the core of Malaysian company law. We will be analyzing the interplay between the separate legal entity principle established in Solomon v. Solomon and the specific high threshold exceptions where the court decide to lift the corporate veil to hold individuals' personality liable for fraud or evasion. Second, we are applying the Partnership Act 1961 to a real-world business conflict. We will objectively assess cases involving unlawful partner activities, breach of fiduciary duties, and the breakdown of mutual trust, determining the best legal remedies available to the aggrieved parties. Third, legal analysis. Double personality legal advisory skill. Our written analysis will strictly follow the ILHAM methodology. This means we will clearly identify the issue, state the relevant law, deeply apply it to the fact of the case, and arrive at a definitive, definitive legal construction. Fourth, visual communication. We are just writing organ essay. We just utilizing visual communication and creative layouts to translate complex legal frameworks and case preci- precedent into highly engaging interactive mind map and photographic for better reliability. Lastly, uh, team dynamic. This project tests our collective synergy. It's demand collaborative research, division of labor, and high-level communication to solve complex business law problems under tight professional deadline. Uh, that's all for the new objective.
Assalamualaikum. Today I will present my infographic on the topic the relationship between incorporation and lifting the corporate veil in Malaysia company law. The main statement for this topic is that the doctrines of incorporation and lifting the corporate veil are not contradictory, but complementary mechanism within company law. This means that both doctrines do not go against each other. Instead, they work together to balance two important things, which are corporate protection and legal accountability. Firstly, let me explain the doctrine of incorporation. Once a company is incorporated, it becomes a separate legal entity from its shareholders and directors. This means that the company is treated as a legal person on its own. Because of this separate legal personality, the company can own property, inter property, or sue and be sued, and be responsible for its own debt. The main case for this principle is Solomon versus Solomon and Corporation Limited. In this case, the court held that the company has a separate legal personality from its member. Even though Mr. Solomon owned most of the shares, the company was still treated as a different legal person. In Malaysia, this principle is also recognized under the Companies Act 2016, especially under Section 20 and 21, which explain that separate legal personality and capacity of a company. Secondly, I will explain the doctrine of lifting and corporate veil. Although a company is generally separate from its member, the court may sometimes ignore the separate personality. This is known as lifting the corporate veil. When the corporate veil is lifted, the court looks beyond the company and identifies the real individuals behind it, such as shareholders or directors. This usually happens in exceptional situations. For example, when the company is used for fraud, dishonesty, avoiding legal obligations, or when the company is merely a mask to hide wrongdoing. One relevant Malaysian case is Aspatra Sindian Berhad versus Bank Bumiputra Malaysia Berhad. In this case, the court considered whether the company structure was being used to conceal the real controller of assets. Another useful case is Pras versus Petrodel Resources Limited, where the court explained that the veil may be lifted when a company is used to evade existing legal obligations.
Hi, hello, I'm Fardila. I will explain about the relationship between the doctrine of incorporation and the doctrine of lifting the corporate veil. These two doctrines are not contradictory. They are complementary because they work together to achieve justice and fairness in the company law. The doctrine of incorporation give a company a separate legal personality and limited liability, allowing it to operate independently and encouraging business growth. However, the doctrine of lifting the corporate veil act as a safeguard. It allowed the court to look beyond the company's separate legal personality when it is used for fraud, injustice, or to evade in the law. In simple terms, incorporation built a wall of protection around the company while lifting the corporate veil. It is the window that the court can open when that wall is used to hide wrongdoing. In conclusion, both doctrines are necessary because they balance corporate protection with legal accountability, ensuring fairness and protecting the public interest. That's all from me. Thank you.
So now I will continue my presentation for answer of question number 2. The issue here are whether there is a violation in the partnership agreement due to the government's ban on importing goods from Brazil pursuant to Section 36 of the Partnership Act 1961, where the chain breached the responsibility of a partner pursuant to Section 30 and 31 of Partnership Act 1961 through his illegal dealing and alteration of the account of the partnership, and whether Brenda has the right to dissolve the partnership pursuant to Section 36 of the Partnership Act 1961. Explanation of law. According to the Section 36 of the Partnership Act 1961, dissolution should arise in cases where the business being carried out by the partners become an illegal business. Section 30 and 31 of the Act provide that the partner must act in utmost good faith, make a true account, and fully disclose everything relating to the partnership business. Furthermore, according to the Section 37 of the Partnership Act, the court has the power to dissolve a partnership in cases where the conduct of the partner is detrimental to the business, where the continuation of the partnership is unreasonably capitable, or where is the just equitable. Utmost good faith was provided in Bliss v. Daniel, while Carmichael v. Evan provided for dissolution of the partnership on the ground of just and equitable in cases where there is a total lack of trust and confidence between the partners.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is AMIRA NABILA, and today I would like to present about the application. This partnership imports goods from Brazil. However, when the government banned Brazilian imports, the business became illegal. Under Section 36 of the Partnership Act 1961, the partnership is automatically dissolved. Chen also breached his duties by manipulating the partnership accounts and continuing the illegal import activities. This violates Sections 30 and 31, which require partners to act honestly and in good faith as shown in Blessed v. Daniel. Finally, Brenda has the right to apply for dissolution under Section 37 because the trust and confidence between the partners have completely broken down. This is supported by Carmichael v. Evans, where loss of mutual trust justified the dissolution of a partnership. In conclusion, the government ban on Brazilian imports made the partnership business illegal. Therefore, the partnership is automatically dissolved under Section 36 of the Partnership Act 1961. Chen also breached his duties under Section 30 and 31 by participating in illegal transactions and falsifying the partnership accounts. As a result, Brenda has the right to apply for the dissolution of the partnership under Section 37. Since the trust between the partners has broken down, it is just and equitable for the partnership to be dissolved. That's all from me. Thank you.